very easy to love, the Derwent Valley and Mount Fielder area. It's one of those places that really not just captures your heart, but captures the imagination. Stunning vistas and views that will just take your breath away.
I read recently someone describing it as unassuming but astonishing. I thought that was a nice sort of summary.
What I love about New Norfolk and the Derwent Valley, there's a huge amount of variety. We have the river, we get beautiful colours in autumn. We've got a lovely little town that has really quaint shops. We have a range of really boutique and special offerings in this area.
I love this region, the history of the whole area, the accessibility. Guests love the Central Highlands. They just enjoy the stars, the quietness, the tranquility. What's not to enjoy?
New Norfolk and the Derwent Valley, we're seeing a real change. It's evolving in regard to what it is as a destination, and as opposed to it just being a stopover point.
The Derwent Valley and Central Highlands, I love it because it's home for me. I grew up here. Whether I've lived away, always been drawn back to this beautiful valley.
We're very lucky in this area to have the beautiful Derwent River. It's sort of like the main central part of the whole valley, and it's an incredible water source. And between the kayaking, the fishing, the farming is used from it.
The river, I think, is literally, metaphorically and physically life in the valley. It brings everyone together. It's a beautiful resource.
One thing you'll find with visiting the Derwent Valley and Central Highlands is the people and the real sense of community that is here. Locals are willing to talk to you and you say, oh, look, what can I do here today? They'll take the time to really talk about their friends and colleagues. We all live here and we work together. People care and they are incredibly passionate about the region, the community, and they love this area.
One of the astonishing things is our dark skies that are amazing, and guests take wonderful, wonderful photos when they're in this region.
New Norfolk and the Derwent Valley, access is really easy from Hobart, about a 45-minute drive to Hobart Airport, only about half an hour to Hobart, 20 minutes to Mona. It's also a good region to explore and stay.
It's really not that remote, but it is such a shame when people decide to drive across and miss out everything in the centre. They really do need to stop and take time, and we have got a lot of places that are well worth stopping at. I think that's the other thing with Tasmania. It changes so quickly. Around every corner, it offers a different scenery.
There's plenty to see and do when you come out to Mount Field, and as you drive up the Derwent Valley, particularly in autumn, it's when it really comes alive. So not just the beautiful road that is lined with all the old English poplars and deciduous trees.
There's so much to explore, the Styx Valley, and then of course getting up to Lake Pedder. We have Medina Adventure Bike Park for the adventure enthusiast, experiencing the river further up as well, just to be able to have a picnic.
You feel remote, but you're not remote. I love people asking questions and finding out what it's like to work on a big property and know where your food is from.
New Norfolk and the Derwent Valley has a lot of history. It actually started with 3 different names. It was originally the Hills, and then it became Elizabethtown after the governor at the time, and then it became New Norfolk, which was driven by the re-establishment here of settlers from Norfolk Island. Willow Court, which was the Royal Derwent Hospital, has a lot of history, certainly in its buildings as well. It was originally done on hops and farming, and that was sort of in the 1800s with land allotments, and then it sort of changed, and there was a little bit of fruit growing here, which was actually supplying IXL in Hobart for a while. And then in the early 1900s, it was driven by the Boyer paper mill and the paper industry.
Mount Field National Park was declared a national park in 1916, so it's over 100 years old, and it beat Freycinet by 11 hours. So it's Tassie's first national park, but it's Australia's second national park. And well before that, it was protected as a reserve. There's an awful lot of history here as well. It's actually Australia's southernmost ski field. It's run by volunteers, and it's got some of the lovely history of people like Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay doing mountaineering classes up in our alpine area there, as well as people coming in on the train from Hobart for a weekend, carrying all their stuff up from the train stop up the mountain with pack horses and spending the weekend ice skating on the frozen tarns. So the stories that are here are so rich and really connects people deeper into our location.
One of the big attractions and places I say to people to go to between Mountfield National Park, Watamana, the history of the hydropower in Tasmania, which is incredible, and there's a trail that you can follow, the hydro trail. And then 4 golf courses within 40 minutes from here. Ratho being the oldest golf course in Tasmania, and then there's a golf museum there, which is really interesting. The whole area, there's a lot of farming families here with so much history, and it's the backbone of the whole area and a really strong network. We all sort of stick together and look after each other, especially in the harder times as well as the good times.
One of the things that I do love about living here is the history and the ancestry of Scottish and Irish and English, and the fact that our street sign is actually on tartan. Apparently it was designed by a local lady, Barbara Fowler, and it was woven by a local weaver who was a Scottish-born lady in Bothwell. Things like that, connecting back to the history in the early days, are interesting.
When you reach Mountfield and drive up into our alpine areas along Lake Dobson Road, you'll find the Fagus, and the turning of the Fagus has become an annual pilgrimage for people all over the world who realise the specialty of this plant. It's only found here in the alpine regions of Tasmania, and it is Australia's only native deciduous plant. The biggest thing about Mountfield that sets us apart from everybody else is we are a park for all seasons.
The Derwent Valley is well renowned for increasing outdoor activities such as the famous Medina Bike Park. This has grown incredibly international. We had the Hardline big event not long ago at Medina, which is a world renowned event. Due to the draw card of activity and outdoor and what the valley lends itself to, and with our steep hills, we have started a mountain bike park on our farm, Meadowbank Mountain Biking. We've got a jump park up there and many professional mountain bike tracks and trails coming down, ending here at the vineyard, where you can have a glass of wine or a long lunch, which is a little bit different, a little bit unique and a lot of fun.
The walks here in Mountfield absolutely vary in ability. So Russell Falls can be done very easily. It's wheelchair accessible, and the beautiful waterfall at the end is certainly a wonderful reward. The Russell Falls walk is roughly about 25 minutes, but you can also do the 3 waterfall circuit. So there's Russell Falls, Horseshoe Falls above that, and then Lady Barron. And that also takes into account the Tall Trees Walk. So you can see some of the tallest flowering plants in the world right here in Mountfield National Park. Mountfield has experiences for wheelchair accessible right up to multi-day hikes. But we also have one of Tasmania's best drives. When you go from here out to the Gordon Dam through Strathgordon, you actually change scenery so often, and that diversity is so easily accessible to so many people, and you can walk out onto the dam wall. My kids love to walk down and look over the edge of one of the tallest dams that there are. That drive on a brooding, stormy day where you're driving through rainforest, you come out into alpine environments and those rocky outcrops with those dark skies, and you hit Lake Pedder and all the history around that as well. So this, many people don't realise, but that's the birth of the Greens Party and the Green movement here in Tasmania. The history is there, and these are protected places because of that history.
The fly fishing in the area is incredible, and I'm not sure if people understand how many people come into Tassie to fly fish. The World Championships were here in 2019, and there's always competitions happening. Then you've got the kayaking. You can go to Coringa and do the farm tours. There's just so much to do.
On the cultural front and the foodie front, we have a lot of distilleries, 11 at the moment, ranging from gin, whiskey, beer, ciders, spread right through the region. So 11 cellar doors, and they're really good. Agrarian Kitchen, of course, that now have their established garden tours, the cooking school, the eatery and the kiosk. So 4 offerings in one, which is a really important draw card for the region as well.
The Derwent Valley is very well known for its amazing hop industry, which is a very beautiful, rich history. 1820s started the hop industry, and since then it's one of the main hop growing area regions in Tasmania. It produces some fine quality beer.
People do love to have something local. Local is lovely.
Fresh veggies picked straight from the ground or from the trees. Go to the Westaway Berry Farm, call into the possum shed, and may see a platypus in the river and the Taina River. Then go up to Mountfield National Park and go to the Waterfalls Cafe.
Every season, summer, autumn, winter, spring, the valley lends itself to something different each season. So it's so diverse. Autumn is spectacular, the reds and the oranges, and just the surroundings is beautiful.
Who doesn't want to come to this area in autumn? I mean, it's incredible in every month, but autumn, it really is amazing.
The Derwent Valley and Central Highlands now coordinates the Tasmanian Autumn Festival. The festival started the inaugural was in 2024, and it's organised by the Derwent Valley and Central Highlands Tourism Association. And our goal for creating this festival was to firstly tap into unique beauty of this region at this time of year. And as you will see behind me, the colours are absolutely spectacular. It's still a good time of year for weather. We have nice warm days and cool nights. And for a lot of the experiences and offerings that this area has, and the Tasmanian Autumn Festival, the idea of it is to bring everything that is here together as one, and to give visitors a reason to come to this region and say, hey, this is the region to be for an autumn experience in Tasmania. And encapsulates everything that we have here: long lunches, cooking schools, kayaking, hikes, tours, farm stays, animal encounters, high in Devonshire teas, unique shopping experiences, and I haven't even covered it all.
The best advice I could give people travelling to the Derwent Valley and the Central Highlands would be to take your time. It's not something you can just see in one day. There is so many things to see and do and enjoy.
We wish we'd stayed longer. We didn't realise there was so much here. We hear a lot of that.
We lean towards unique and high-end experiences, immersive experiences, something you come and you have a completely different experience than your usual everyday restaurant or cellar door. And you go away having the most amazing time, and that will stay with you forever. As a community, the Derwent Valley and Central Highlands, we welcome that, and we're all about having a good time. We've got plenty of wine, we've got plenty of food, we've got gin, whiskey. How can you not have a good time?